Many companies are announcing plans to bring workers back to the office now that our COVID rates are going down and more people are getting vaccinated. But for some, just the thought of it is provoking anxiety and dread. Here are some coping techniques from Houston Methodist Hospital. Millions of people have worked from home the past year during the pandemic. Now many of them are being called back to work. The American Psychological Association took a poll and found out that half of Americans are uneasy about returning to in-person interactions. New habits have formed while working from home, and we all know the old habits can be hard to break.
We're all creatures of habit, and we get used to something, and that becomes kind of what our normal and what we like. And for most of us, to push us out of kind of what we're used to, out of our comfort zone, creates a little bit of anxiety. Now, for some people, going back to work is a change now. They're not used to it. And there's a lot of fear about COVID, catching COVID, giving COVID to other people.
If you're uncomfortable about either going back to your job or looking for a new one, Dr. Benjamin Weinstein suggests you take baby steps. He's the chair of psychiatry at Houston Methodist Hospital and has been helping many people deal with these emotions.
I encourage people to talk about it, because one thing that can be a problem is that we all live in our own mind, and it's helpful to talk to other people, and we build things up and say, oh my God, I'm the only one experiencing this, when the reality is 50% of people are experiencing this. Talk about it, and that helps demystify things and reduce our anxiety.
The next step would be to figure out why you're in panic mode about going to the office, and then turn that fear into something positive.
You know, if I'm worried about what's going to happen with my kids because I have to go to work, what does that mean? It means I have wonderful children that I love and I care about and want the best for. Take the anxiety and look at what its meaning is, and then use that and say, well, okay, that's good. I'm going to try to look at some basic problem solving techniques.
There's even a test on the market now that will give you a clear look into your genetics to see why you might be anxious. Your genes could actually be playing a role in your thoughts and attitudes about work. The mental health map focuses on mental health issues.
It's not to be used to diagnose any kind of mental health condition. It's really there to help show us our temperament and attitudes, or where we may be predisposed. It helps point out areas where it might help explain something like, gosh, I'm kind of built to be a little bit more anxious. It's okay. It's not my fault. I'm not just afraid. Might help you realize, like, gosh, if I struggle in this area, maybe I need to do a little work there and kind of, build some strength in that area that might normally be a weakness for me.
Dr. Weinstein says that information can be empowering and validating. And I'll make sure you get a lot more information about that on our website at fox26houston.com, including a link to that test we were just talking about. He says you can even find it online at places like Amazon. Hope that's helpful.